G'day! In today's video I'm having a look at a Xbox Series X external fan speed control, yellow. This one has a brown shrink wrap on it, but it is the yellow version. The reason why I'm hiding the docket is that this particular seller said they're no longer manufacturing them, which in turn means they probably don't want to be contacted about these anymore. Being I did just see it pop up on eBay last minute. What do we have here? This bit here looks like a diagram to put to drill hole, or what size holes to drill in there. We have a potometer, which you can turn to adjust the speed. And this looks like it just simply piggybacks. The existing fan plugs into here, I'm guessing, and that into the main board. But what I'm curious of is, not how it installs, but I'm curious what's under this heat shrink. I've got heat shrink to replace it with. So I want to get into there and see what's actually driving it. If it's just a single capacitor or what is running this. Just cut it on the side here. Because right now I'm going to use this on an Xbox Series X that I've got that has pretty much failed. At least the fan speed control side of things have failed. Go. And we do see a brand in there. So we do have a bit of custom circuitry in here. 3 wires here. Bugger. I was hoping it might have been a little bit more simplistic. Assumably this comes out. Yep. No, certainly a neat little gadget. Or at least for the purpose that I need, where right now it is overheating. The fan won't ramp up. In theory, this one, I believe, should be able to make me turn the speed of the console up. And in turn, when I'm gaming, turn it up. When it's back at idle, turn it down. So I was hoping to see a little bit more under here, but really there's not much going on. I've got a little bit of a custom PCB going on in there. Just custom enough that it's something I wouldn't be able to put together. But definitely useful and interesting. I'm going to install this and see what it does. Hopefully what I... Go. This should come off. We go there. Go. Now I need to put this one back in. Moving that into here. Loop other way around. Maybe not. No. So in theory, I would imagine it'd be that into here. And then this into here. We'll heat shrink this back up in a second. Then move it out of the way. It's going to be just there, I would imagine. Stick it there. I'm going to run this down the bottom of the machine, down to here. just taped it back up, and here looks like a good spot as any for it to live. Now, find my tweezers. Cool. Maybe my double-sided tape ain't going to be that efficient. Go around here. Push. Feed that under there. Push there. Feed this down around. Will we fit under here? Kinda. Still click down. Yep. Good. Now in theory, I should be able to feed this out of here. Top and tighten. We can now turn. So I should be able to put this back in. All going well. Down. Now a couple of screws back in. Hopefully this will perform as per expected. Actually, no. Go. So now with the potometer hanging out the back, as you can see I'm sitting at the main screen. If I turn this dial, there's a slight delay between it starting. So if I turn it, that's turned to full. Hopefully the speakers catch up. I'll turn it down to about half. And then we'll drop into a bit more audible sound. If I turn it down all the way, the fan itself hasn't completely stopped. I can still feel it pushing air, but at a very, very low rate. If I turn it up to full again, it's getting extremely loud. I can't get back a little bit of a turn, a little bit more. It's not bad. So being that this particular Xbox Series X was crashing during gameplay, sticker residue. Being that it was crashing during gameplay and exiting back to the main screen without actually producing a proper error message, I found that if I run it with the fan disconnected, or fan pin disconnected like I've done in another video, which forces the fan to run at full speed. Now with this, granted it was around about 60 Australian dollars including shipping to get it, and they're basically being discontinued by the creator, which is a bit disappointing, being that that would be a perfect fix for this particular model. Granted, you do have to manually get off the couch and adjust it when you need to, but that or a dead failing machine, I'd much rather just get off the couch and turn it up when I need to. Anyway, that will do for today, and I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.